Good morning. I'd like to call to order the March 23rd, 2011 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the February 23rd, 2011 meeting. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And it is approved. Next on the agenda, we have a presentation. I'd like Mark Cranenberg to introduce our speaker and what the presentation is all about, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Yes, I would like to introduce Dennis Whaley with Public Financial Management. Public Financial Management was the lead on the team that assisted the Airport Trust in the refunding of a couple of bond series, and he's here to present the results of the 30th series bonds. Mr. Whaley.
Good morning. Dennis Whaley with Public Financial Management, and we are the financial advisor to the City of Oklahoma City. You should have in front of you a presentation which will walk through the results of the bond sale. The first page here just shows the people that were involved in selling the bonds. Bond counsel, underwriter counsel, and the underwriters. Underwriter, the senior book running manager was Bank of Oklahoma. Co-managers were Morgan Keegan and Wells Nelson. We had rating meetings in February and or January, and these are some of the high points of the rating meetings. Moody's rates the airport A2. A couple of the comments, positive comments, were strong non-airline revenue. It would be concession revenue, parking revenue, ample liquidity, and it's very important for Oklahoma City Airport because the junior lien bonds don't have a reserve fund, as well as stable and very high debt service coverage. Diversified air service, you're not a hub, you're an O&D airport. It's good to have many carriers without a huge block of the traffic. Standard & Poor's rated you A+, which is slightly higher than Moody's. Also talked about strong liquidity, strong debt service coverage. They mentioned no significant competition, which is good. DFW is 3 hours away. Tulsa is about 2 hours away. And they also mentioned that you're an O&D airport. This is the way the refunding bonds sold. You'll notice the principal amounts, the interest rates, and then the yields. These bonds all sold at a premium, which means that the coupon was higher than the yield. So an investor paid $105 to get $100 back, but they got a higher interest rate. What's important to you is the last column, which is annual debt service. You'll notice the airport saved about a little over $2.2 million, and after the first year, it's about $350,000 a year. The TIC, or basically average interest rate on these bonds, the new bonds, is about 3.5%, and on a PV basis, if you PV'd back that annual savings, the airport saved about 6.75%, which is outstanding. A lot of entities start doing a refunding when it's in the 3% range. These are the bonds that were refunded, the Series 22 bonds and the Series 27 bonds. The call date was March 3rd, so these bonds have already been taken out and the new bonds are in the market. The outstanding debt service for the airport, you'll notice the blue, which has final maturity on July 1st, 2013, are the senior lien bonds. Those will completely go away on July 1st, 2013. And then all you'll have outstanding are your junior lien bonds and the separate lease revenue bonds. Kind of the order of how this transaction went. January 18th, we had meetings with rating agencies. We got our ratings in late January, sold the bonds on February 18th, and closed on March 3rd. Overall, outstanding bond sale, outstanding refunding, great savings to save the airport about $350,000 a year through 2017 is tremendous. So be happy to answer any questions, and thank you for having me today.
Questions or comments from the trustees?
Good report. Let's do it again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dennis.
Next up is the director's report. Do you have a director's report?
No, sir, not this morning.
All right, then Will Rogers, World Airport.
Under Will Rogers, request approval for item A to approve a release of surface rights with Marathon Oil Company. This pertains to the site of a plugged and abandoned well. Item B is adopt a resolution approving the redemption of the junior lien tax exempt bonds 24th series, authorizing the execution of the redemption documents and directing activities to carry out the resolution and any other provisions. Item C is approve addendas 1, 2, and 3 for the installation and maintenance of our closed-circuit television camera project with the Transportation Security Administration. Received recommendation on the bids opened on March 1st. Award the contract for the base bid and alternates 1, 2, and 3 to Dane & Associates Electric Company for $2,386,381, also approving the contract and bonds. Item D, approve amendment number 1 for the project to rejuvenate and seal asphalt runways, taxiways, and shoulders, adding $10,160.80. Item E, approve amendment number 6 to the professional services agreement with Lee Fisher Incorporated for the project to create a land development strategy for Will Rogers World Airport, adding $15,000. Item F, approve amendment number 1 to the agreement with Bernard Dunkelberg and Company Incorporated for the environmental assessment for the terminal expansion plan, the Eastside Airport Development Project, and also our FAA projects through 2014 for $351,228. Item G, approve the agreement with Frankfurt Short Bruce Associates for the checked baggage inspection system project in the amount of $1,728,286. Item H is to accept the completed project for the Mike Monroney project to refurbish Hangar 8 and 9 doors. Item I is to approve addendas 1 through 3 for the reconstruction and resurfacing of various roads on the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center campus, accept the bids opened on January 25th, adopt the resolution to award after 30 days to Schwartz Paving Company for $1,996,356.20 and approve contract and bonds. Item J is approve a joint resolution approving the 4th PFC application, which is passenger facility charge application to the Federal Aviation Administration, subject to the airline certification for the checked baggage inspection system project, and authorizing the director to take all the actions to fulfill the PFC application process with FAA. That's all the items under Will Rogers.
Thank you, Mark. Action or questions from the trustees? We have a motion to approve the Will Rogers. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes, and they are approved, ratified, and accepted. Thank you. Moving on to Wiley Post Airport and Clarence E. Page Airport.
Only one item under general aviation is to approve addendas 1 and 2 for the project to remove the fuel tank and install a new fuel tank at Clarence E. Page Airport. We're asking that you reject the bids open on March 1 and authorize revisions of the plans and project manual to rebid later.
Move approval as requested.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please cast your votes, and it is approved. General items.
Request approval for item A to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, the construction project status report, and the budget to actual report. And that's all on general.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes, and it is approved. Lease agreements.
First item is to approve agreement supplement agreement number 2 with AAR Services Incorporated, doing business as AAR Aircraft Services, Oklahoma. This provides for the lessee's lump sum payment of the remaining balance of bonds and the additional funding for the construction of Hangar 3A, adjusting the rentals and extending the term of the agreement through April 15, 2023 for Will Rogers World Airport. Items B through I are assumption agreements and use guarantees for specific T-hangar units associated with the agreement the trust has with PWA Incorporated. This is several agreements where various parties are transferring the ownership from one party to another. That's items B through I. And then item J last is approve the ground services agreements with various companies for ground transportation services at Will Rogers World Airport, 1 year commencing March 1st. That's all items under leases.
Thank you, sir.
Move approval.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes, and they are approved. Item 9, adopt the requisition resolution and ratify the action of the director.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes, and it is also approved. Any comments from trustees? Comments from staff? Any comments from any citizen? Seeing none, we are adjourned.